Sorry, this is serious stuff. Okay, I am making Argentine empanadas. And so, what I have here is ground beef, raisins that have been soaked in water for a while so they're soft and they're not hard to chew, some eggs, hard-boiled eggs cut up, diced green olives, then this is cumin. I have some empanada and ají seasoning from Argentina. I also have our empanada shell, or dough, and then I fry it in the butter Crisco. And also an onion, a yellow onion that will be diced up and sauteed, and some fresh oregano. And these are empanada clamps, so that they seal up nice and pretty. Okay, so you saute this garlic and onion until it's soft. Okay, so I'm using about this much ají. Yeah, this is cumin. I'm using
cumin?
Using cumin. Well, might be a little mixture of things. And then this empanada fill. So like 2 teaspoons of each. And then I'm gonna stir it in. The meat is, you know, getting close to being done. Okay, I've noticed you don't want to put the seasonings on too soon, like when the meat is there super raw, because then it starts to get lost in the juices. It's just what I've noticed. So now I'm going to drain out the fat, because you're going to have a lot of fat if you fry them, like liquid. That's what will make it runny. So I put my lid on. I don't like getting everything dirty, so I don't use a strainer. So I put my lid on with a little opening there. Sorry. I drain it like that. To get rid of a lot of the grease. The meat was not quite finished cooking, so now instead of the grease, I'm going to add in a little water. And I'm going to add in a little more of the seasoning. Also, the fresh oregano. And then after that, I can taste it. All right, now I just kind of season to taste and add some salt. Also gonna add some more of this empanada filling recipe. You want the meat to look pretty dry because you have to remember that when you cook it, most likely you'll be frying it. And even if you bake it, it'll all run out if it's too juicy. The oil will make it moist in the inside. Add in the ingredients before the meat, because you want to add the right amount of meat to. So I put in raisins. It's probably, I don't know, like 3/4 cup. No, probably like a cup. There's some eggs. We have a lot of meat, so I'm gonna add all my eggs. Oh, so this is my same trick. So I don't use a strainer. Or I just put something, leave a little. I just took the lid off, turned it upside down. So I'm gonna put all these in.
I know exactly what you can do, but I know how I start the line.
Because these are the parts that make it really interesting. So the raisins, the eggs, the green olives. Now I'm gonna start putting in the meat. But I'm not gonna do it all at once because I don't wanna have too much meat to too many toppings. Just kind of turn it. And we may use all our meat. You start to see what the inside of the empanada is gonna look like.
It's not like chess, you gotta see what you do.
like about the right proportion that I would want. And it takes a long time to stuff them. So what I like to do, if I make a lot of this, is I make the amount of empanadas I need, and then I freeze the interior, so then I can make fresh empanadas later. But that's about the right proportion. If I want anything else, it'd probably be more raisins, but I think that looks pretty good for our inside.
All you have to do is figure out what to do.
Stuff the empanadas. And so I have these empanada discs that you can get in the freezer section. Usually they have a Latin section with freezer foods. So that way you don't have to spend all the time making the dough, they know it's just right. I have 2 egg whites and like a tablespoon of water. Then I have my clamp. Okay, and then we'll get started. You can turn it off because I forgot something. So you get one of the discs, and you set it here in the clamp. And then I get the egg white mix, and I paint around the edges where they're gonna seal. Like that. And then I get a spoon. I try to make sure I get a pretty even mix of stuff. Raisins and... Then you kind of hold it up. If you see it coming to the edges, you tap it in. Then you squeeze it tight. Certainly don't want it to be open. And then I just take my fingers and peel off the edges. Much easier than designing your own rim. Then here it is. You open it up. A nice looking empanada to fry. That's it. How many are in there? So we have the oil sizzling hot on medium-high heat. When you put the empanadas in, you want them to sizzle just like that. And I don't like to drop them because then you get this splash. You have a spoon just like this. The oil will cool down the more you put in, but I have the oil pretty hot. So you watch those, and then you turn them so they're even on all sides.
Oh, that's cute.
Should I do a clip down and be holding it now?
And all the satisfied customers behind you.
So what is this, April?
So here we have our finished product, the empanadas.